Hey, I'm Pascal from Orangepixel, and I think it's time to talk about Regulator City. Last couple of weeks I haven't talked about it, but I have of course been working on it, but well, Residual launched and all that stuff, so check those videos and also check out Residual. But today we're going to talk about Regulator City. A lot of city. Whoa. First I'm going to get some water. We're going to talk about Regulator City. Lots of stuff has changed. After the intro, be right back. Alright, so Regulator City, the new game I'm working on. This last couple of weeks I changed a lot of stuff. I also added new stuff. The biggest change is the walls, and I've talked about this in early videos. My previous way was doing very thin walls, 8 by 8 pixels, while everything else was 16 by 16 or bigger. The whole grid was 16 by 16, so items, everything was stored on 16 by 16, but then the walls were just 8 by 8. And as you can imagine, it became very messy, and I had to start building a lot of edge cases. If this, then should do that, and it was just messy, it wasn't working. So we went back to thicker walls, just 16 by 16. It still looks very good. I tried it early on in the game, but the game just wasn't ready for it yet. But now I like these bigger walls, and let me just show you how they look. And there are still some things that aren't going very well, but most of it is. So a lot of headaches and a lot of simpler code makes this a lot easier to maintain. So the logo is still a work in progress. Right now we just put all the different general avatars there. I like the way it looks, but the background needs more work and just some more attention. But for now this looks okay. So this is the city map. Here we start. This is our base. Let's just head into the base, because that's the easiest way to just show you the new walls. As you can see, they're much thicker now. This overall just works a lot better with everything and all the items and all the characters. And yeah, I'm not sure why I didn't do it at first, but oh well, those decisions sometimes get made and it works now. So thicker walls, that does mean we need to redraw all the walls. We had a bunch of them already, but luckily DMAC is back, the intern, so he's taking care of some of that work. And this is like a weird bug. Their head is floating in the box. As you can see, there is still some stuff to sort out, but I like this a lot better, and it just makes my life easier having to program all of this. So those are the walls. That's the first change. Second change, I'll just dive into it directly. We'll go back here. Weapons. Right now we have this weapon, quick semi-machine gun type thing with a silencer or something. But we now have this little menu. It allows us to switch weapons, and as you can see, we also have grenades. So the menu is still something that I'll work on and tweak, and it will eventually change. This is a placeholder probably. It looks okay, but I can imagine that it's becoming very difficult if we add more weapons and items and things. I also have to figure out, right now this menu is for your main character. How do we work on the other 3 characters and decide which weapon? Haven't figured all of that out. Maybe they'll pick it randomly or themselves, or a certain character has a certain weapon. We'll have to see how we do that. For now, main character can switch to grenades, and that gives these grenades with a nice explosion created by DMAC, some smoke effects, and lots of fun. So those are the first couple of changes that I've been working on. We now have a whole system ready for extra weapons, so it's not just grenades. It's just setting up the whole system to allow different weapons, and of course the menu system. So yeah, pretty cool. These path markers where they're walking to, right now I'm using them as debugging. I don't know yet if they'll stay in the game, but so far at least they tell me where they're moving, which is very much required because sometimes they move in very mysterious ways. Okay, so redesigning these walls and making them bigger and just more comfortable in a code-wise speak is just because there was just too much trouble making them work, and it wasn't worth my effort to just keep hammering on all these little things that needed changing or tweaks just to make it work. It was just a huge waste of time, and it has been a waste of time all these weeks. So bigger, thicker walls saves just a lot of time. What else do I want to talk about? Alright, I talked about the weapons and the grades, and all that is just setting up systems so that we can implement more of these type of things. And now I'll just have to come up with an interesting list of weapons, and I might push that a little bit into futuristic type weapons, so we'll see. I don't really have a certain time period where this game plays. I know in the grand scheme of Orangepixel the universe, this will probably be slightly before Gunslugs, and in my mind this team, the Regulator City team, pretty much gives birth to Gunslugs. They're paving the way for it, for a special team that goes in when a special team is needed. So what else? Intelligence missions are added and takedown missions. I've been working on adding new missions and making sure those systems are up and running, and I keep mentioning systems because I like to build my games using systems, and that way you can expand on those systems, and if you do it right, you can expand on those systems with very little effort. I also build Residual like that, so we're now using those systems that are all up and running in Residual to create extra content and open up new galaxies and push the game into new directions, mostly lifting on the systems that are in place. And that's also pretty much most of my working on the games, is building these systems and trying to make them flexible enough and also make sense in the game, and that we can reuse them. And once all systems are up and running and we add content to it, hopefully we'll have a game. And my idea is that we are gonna build different areas in the city based on the buildings you see. So there are gonna be apartments, we have those storage rooms, a factory, we have the scrapyard already, a hospital, a bank, maybe a car garage or whatever. Those are just going to be areas, and the idea is that every type of mission or most missions can be placed in most areas, and by combining those areas with certain missions we get a bunch of content. That's the idea. So now I need to make sure that missions are flexible and can be very easily implemented into an area, and areas are flexible enough to have room for different type of missions. Of course, not all missions will happen in every area, but that's just a system we're going to set up. Working on that right now. So let me just show you a takedown mission where we have to take down enemy soldiers or gang members or whatever we're going to call them, or whatever they want to call themselves. I don't really care. And we have intelligence missions where we have to fetch certain things. And let's just dive into the game for a bit. Okay, so we have two missions here. Right now we can't really see what kind of missions they are. Let's just dive in. This is the new scrapyard street view area that DMAC has been drawing. It looks pretty cool. This will also show you we're gonna be entering a scrapyard, which, well, that's always interesting because it's a very open area. And let's just enter. The mission is rescue. You can see it in the left area of the screen. Let me just turn it a little bit. Again, this is just an indicator of giving you some indication. It's all temporary. Just let's see if we can actually rescue. And you can go into these missions the way you want. You can just now start throwing grenades and kill everybody, or you can try to do it in a stealthy way or take them out one by one like that. And that certainly makes it easier to go into this building without getting hurt too much. Lost some health over there. Let's just post two of our guys right here. And let's just breach and up. There we go. The hostage is there that we need to rescue. I'm coming. Just want to grab all the money and other stuff. And we got some incoming gang members. So this door now triggers a spawning event that can actually push a bunch of guys towards you. When I save this hostage, it can also spawn a new event, and that's why I posted these guys pretty far away from the door actually. They should have been more closely here so they can actually cover my ass as things are moving in. So let's save the hostage. And we probably have some guys incoming now. So we're just gonna take it very slow. Let them move forward and we'll just follow. The main mission is to keep our hostage safe. So I'll try to have these guys do all the work while I pretty much slowly move towards the door. All right, we don't have a lot of enemies. That's a good thing. Let's regroup and head out. All right, so that's the hostage mission. Let's see if we can find another one. All right, an intelligence mission. That means we need to figure out where it's hidden. I'm just gonna try to get through the office at the top. I'm just gonna push them forward. These two are now doing their thing pretty much on their own. They'll try to take cues from me and where I'm moving, and they're doing all the shooting. I'm just making my way to the top, and I want to get at the point where I can actually trust these AI controlled characters to do exactly what I hope they do. I'm not there yet. That's gonna take a lot of work probably. Let's just put them as defense near the door, and we enter. And I'm kind of hoping we can find the intelligence over here. Yeah, we got it. Green arrow says we do. Intelligence found. Next step, get out of here. But of course, this also triggered some alarms somehow, somewhere, and now we have to get out without getting killed. There are probably a bunch of new guys waiting for us. Let's have these other two partners of mine do. So let's have these two guys do most of the work. And I still have a grenade, so I can maybe do some damage like that. And all these menus that you see, they don't really pause the game. They just make things go into slow motion. So you have to still know which command you want to do and go for it. I want to keep that real-time action in the game. And so it's never gonna pause the game. It's just gonna slow it down. And I think that gives it a sense of a certain tension and a uniqueness that hasn't been done by other games, I think. Or at least not in this way. Alright, we made it out with the intelligence, 100%, and let's see if we can find the takedown mission. Alright, a takedown mission in an apartment. We need to find 8 persons to take down, and they are shown with the green arrow above them. Green arrow, just, okay. We can go in guns blazing, shoot everything, or we can try to do it a little bit more stealthy. You're gonna have very little energy for your character. So I want players to really try to be tactical about these things. I think that's just gonna be more fun. So we're gonna try to be tactical as well. Enter through the bathroom. And these doors don't really make a lot of sense, obviously, but gameplay wise it's just a lot more fun having all these doors around apartments. So I'm keeping it as unrealistic as it is, because it allows us to do a bunch of interesting things. For example, well, we can open 2 doors at once. That takes out 2 of them, and that leaves us with a few there. We can go through this door. And I don't think we need to be in this apartment anymore, so we're just gonna leave those guys over there. And they have no clue what happened. This one is going to be a little bit harder, so let's just tackle it from 2 sides. We push 2 of our guys to defend on this door. We'll position ourselves here, and most of them are watching the other way, so let's just breach and kill everything pretty quickly. Also our 2 targets. Let's see if we can identify more targets here. No, so let's get out. You can continue because there's a lot of money and gold that you want to fetch, maybe, because that money and gold and drugs and whatever, you're gonna be needing that to actually build your city. So this is gonna be, do you want to get all that money, or do you just want to get in and out as quickly as possible? We have another one there, we have another one on the right. This guy is surrounded by a bunch of his friends. This guy seems to be pretty much alone, so it's gonna be easy. And that leaves us with 3 takedowns. I don't see anybody here, but I do see some valuable stuff. Let's just grab it all. And let's get out. All right, I see one guy over there, and then I'm missing 2 more. I'm not sure where they are, but I think we're just gonna have to go into this building. Oh, didn't see that guy. Right, they're all standing pretty much close to each other, so 1 grenade should do it. And that leaves us with this guy and 2 more to take down. We just need to track them down. I'm not going in there. And we have one hiding behind that door, so, and that leaves us with 1 more takedown, but I don't see where he is. So that's gonna be a little bit of a problem. Apparently I'm missing something, or we just have a bug in the game, which is very likely because, well, it's still early in development. I think we're running into a problem. There should be 1 more guy to take down. Oh, there was one hiding as well. So he could be hiding somewhere, but I don't see it. Anyway, that's pretty much takedowns and how missions go. We did this pretty stealthy, and maybe there will be bonus points for doing things stealthy, because then they don't know you were in there, and that's just all gonna tie in to the whole city building part of it, which is something that I still have to figure out, because that's gonna be a difficult one. So mission pretty much failed because that last guy is either missing or hiding very well. But that's it. Takedown missions, intelligence missions, lots of missions. And that's Regulate the City, or at least so far. I'm now working on these missions. It's fun adding them. It's also fun adding new areas, and we'll just be adding a bunch of different areas. I asked Dylan, the intern, to create an airplane because I want to see if we can maybe create an airfield. It would be very interesting to just run into an airfield with airplanes standing everywhere, and you just have to maybe stop somebody from escaping with a bunch of drugs or something. We might also add a shipyard, harbor with a lot of containers. We already have a bunch of containers, so it would just be placing them everywhere, and you have this great new area. Like I said, hospitals. Right now we have the sewers where you can actually enter a building. I want to add corridors, like structures. Instead of an apartment or a scrapyard, you'll have a corridor, and you'll just have to escort somebody through that corridor. That will open a lot of different mission type things. And I also still want to add, and this was one of the first ideas I had, I want to have a helicopter where you drop on the roof of a building before you start a mission. So instead of driving in the street at the bottom of the building, you'll actually be dropping in from above. I think that's gonna be awesome. And maybe we'll even have enemies drop in with some rope physics. If you're running in an apartment and they suddenly drop out of the roof or out of the ceiling or whatever into the room. Some of these things won't really make sense, but they should all look pretty cool, which is the main goal here. So yeah, and that's it for this week's video. Regulate the City gonna be the game I'll be working on mostly. Of course, I'm gonna try to spend 1 day or something like 1 day a week on Residual. As I mentioned last week, I got a bunch of ideas for that game. Just need to see if I can juggle all of that. And besides that, Serious Lion on the Discord, Friedel, my porting partner as I call him, we're gonna try and create a game together, I think. we've been talking about it on the Discord, so you can follow some of that. And don't know if that's gonna happen, but then I will be juggling 3 games. But Regulator City will be pretty far into development already, or it's already far into development. And I would be doing the graphics for that game, so only drawing work, which is great because of course on this game DMAC, the intern also on the Discord, is doing a lot of the artwork, and I want to draw some pixels again. So it would be refreshing to dive into something where I just draw stuff and somebody else does the code. It's gonna be interesting times. So Regulator City, Residual, and another game, if we can make that all work out. It's gonna be a very productive year and gonna be interesting next year. Alright, that's it for this week's video. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below, do a little dance in your room, and drop on the Discord and wave to people that smile at you, and yeah, that's about it. Alright, thanks. Bye! Nice desk. Nice desk.